What's going on, everybody? Liam O'Reilly, Vermont Economic Realtor with Jerry Riley Real Estate. I hope you're doing well. Going to talk today about the Vermont market stats around the Burlington area in Chittenden County, Grand Isle County, and Franklin County. Also going to be touching on Airbnbs a little bit, and I wanted to show examples of homes that have closed this week and what they're selling for. Are they selling for over asking, under asking? Pretty much know if you follow this channel that a lot of homes are still selling for over asking. The market has changed a bit since last year, but things are still pretty hot. The market is still very hot. So let's get right into it. I wanted to start off by talking about Airbnbs. The reason why I wanted to touch on this subject is because my interview that I did with Gary Winslet, a lot of the comments on that interview were about the Airbnb portion of the video. So Airbnbs are a hot topic across the country. They're a hot topic here in Vermont. And there were, I was a little surprised at the differing viewpoints from the viewpoints that Gary and I share. And there were a lot of people talking about how Airbnb is taking away from the inventory here in the state, which is certainly true, and how it's affecting long-term rentals. I'm gonna refer you folks to this podcast here by Brave Little State. It's titled, and the link is in the description for this. How many Airbnbs are taking away from Vermonters? It's complicated. So that's the title of the podcast. They do a great job at not only going over the statistics behind Airbnbs, and there's not a whole lot out there as far as statistics go, as far as the data goes. We're still trying to figure out how are Airbnbs affecting Vermonters and the housing stock, the housing supply. But this article does a good job at hearing from both sides, people who support Airbnbs, people who oppose them. It does a great job at not only looking at the statistics, which is something that we do a lot of times on this channel, is we look at the numbers and we try to figure out what's going on. So you as the purchaser or as a seller can make the best decision for your individual needs. This podcast does a good job at getting past the numbers and into the personal aspects behind the numbers. They have a great story about somebody on Decatur Street who used to rent his apartment long term, and then the landlords ended up not renewing his lease and converting his apartment into a short-term rental, which I thought was interesting and really touching. And then it also talks about members of different communities being affected by short-term rentals. So that link is in the description. It's about a 45-minute listen. It's a great podcast. Would highly recommend it. All right, getting into the Vermont housing market stats for March of 2023. Now, today is April 20th. It's a little late in the month. I think things have changed a little bit since March, and I'll talk about that. But look at this. New listings down 31% year over year. Townhouses and condos down 6% year over year. Now, inventory is unchanged for single-family homes and is way up for townhomes and condos. So what does this tell me? Yeah, inventory is the same as it was last year, but also new listings were way down. So there's a little bit more for single-family homes, that is. There's a little bit more inventory on the market, or the same amount of inventory, but homes aren't selling quite as intensely as they were last year. I mean, they were selling pretty fast and they were pretty hot. They're still pretty hot, but the market shifted slightly, and a lot of that has to do with the higher interest rates and the affordability, as we'll get into later in this video. Townhomes are up 30% year over year, which is honestly great. I mean, the townhome and condos they tend to be more affordable than single family homes. And with higher interest rates, I think more townhomes and more condos on the market are where people who are struggling to afford properties right now can find an entry point. Looking at the monthly snapshot down at the bottom here, median sales price down 0.6% year over year. We'll see if that continues throughout the summer. The market is still very hot. There's still a lot of multiple offer situations. If you're searching for a home right now, I'm sure you're aware of that. It's still a great time to sell your home. As you can see, inventory is still pretty low. New listings are low, so sellers still have the advantage in most situations, at least in this market, in around the Burlington area. We'll see about this median sales price if it continues to stay negative or if it increases. I mean, minus 0.6% year over year is pretty much flat. I think the peak for median sales price across the country, and certainly here in Vermont, was the summer of 2022. So I think if we're going to see a median sales price that drops more significantly on a year over year basis, it will likely be in the summer. If we just scroll up, let's see if we can get to price really quickly, because I wanted to just take a look at what the month over month data is doing. And the reason why is I just wanted to see what is the trend. So even though the year over year data is down, what is the trend of price? So here's the median sales price. So it's a little sporadic as it's kind of been throughout history. If you look at the chart down at the bottom there, the green line and the blue line go up and down and consistently have been trending upwards. As you can see, it was down in, it looks like, oh, here. So it was down in December. Median sales price was down, and then it's kind of popped up, and now it's gone down a little bit. You see that the parts of the page that I am highlighting here. So, is it going to be, is the median sales price going to be 460 in June? I don't know. I don't know if it will. And a big part of that has to do with the affordability index, and people just aren't purchasing properties like they used to. They can't afford a lot of these higher priced homes. But at the same time, there's a there's still a lot of multiple offer situations relative to the overall housing market. So housing affordability index, right? This is the relationship between median household income and median sales price. So where basically the median household income could afford the median sales price home right now as far as a single family home goes. Now, if you're in the market, and especially if you're in the market around that median sales price home, you'll know that there's a lot of buyers who are competing for a home in that price range. And that brings us over to some of the recent sales, just to take a look at what's going on. So we're now in the back end of MLS here. The homes that I have highlighted are homes that have sold for above asking. But I wanted to just take a look at what's going on, and we're going to run through a handful of these just so you can see. Just so you can see, this is all homes that have sold this week. So if we go all the way to the end, the most expensive home, Tupper Road, listed for 1.1, sold for $25,000 under list price. So under list price, under asking. It's a little bit different. Really quickly, actually, we'll go there after. Elmore Gates, or Gates Farm Road, excuse me, in Elmore, sold for $25,000 over asking. We look here, Wall Street in Colchester, listed for $795, sold for $880. So 85 grand over asking. Maple Basin Lane, this is a little different because it's not a listing that hit MLS. Let's see here. Vale Drive in South Burlington. Again, not a listing that hit MLS, so it's a little different. Rye Circle listed for $725, sold for $742.5. Kylie's Way in Colchester. Look at that. 65 grand over asking. Another one, 85 grand, or yeah, right? That's 85 grand. Yeah, I did that math right. In Worcester, over asking. Rye Circle in South Burlington, 50 grand over asking. Henry Street in Burlington, 25 grand over asking. Again, this one didn't hit MLS, so it's a little different. Bolton, $110,000 over asking. So look, the market's changed, and I'm sure everyone has seen these headlines about the market changing, but there's still so many buyers out there relative to the amount of homes for sale. At least around here, it's still a seller's market, and I think the best thing to do is to search for the opportunities out there, the opportunities in the market, the homes that have sat on the market for a little while now, the homes that need some work, that might be a little bit overpriced, the ones that are being overlooked. That is where you're going to find your opportunity. Or if not, be prepared to come to plate with a strong offer if you are a buyer. If you're a seller, it's really important to come out of the gate with the right price. If you list your home too high, your home's going to be stale and it's going to sit on the market. Everyone's going to think there's something wrong with it. You don't want to do that. You want to be one of these homes that sells for $100,000 over list price, or maybe not quite that much, but you want to get multiple offers and you want to have it get bid up. That should be your goal as a seller. As a buyer, you should be searching for the opportunities in between the lines. That's my opinion. All right, really quickly, I just wanted to look before ending this video at the percentage of list price received. Let's see if they have it down here. Relative. Okay. So this is for all homes. Percentage of list price received, 103%. So basically, most homes and condos receive at least list price or better. Obviously, this is way down from 2022, but as you saw from the listings that we just showed, a lot of these homes are still selling for well above asking. And if we go all the way up to the top here, let's just see if we can get it for single family homes. And then I will let you guys go. I know this has been a longer video. So still only 100% of list price. And if you look at this, look at the spike in that line on the percentage of original list price received. I mean, really, with the spring market has brought warmer weather. Buyers have come out and they're ready to shop. Rates have stabilized a little bit, and the market is still hot. I mean, at the end of the day, there's not enough homes to go around, and so prices are, properties are still getting bid up around here. It's a little bit different than the national trends. If you see headlines talking about declines, and I know there's markets that are experiencing declines, but I don't think, I think the bottom of the market is already stabilized. I don't think we're seeing prices drop any further here in Vermont. If anything, things are still going up. So anyway, Liam O'Reilly, Vermont Economic Realtor. All my contact information is in the description. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this video. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, reach out to me directly. I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I'm with Jerry Riley Real Estate. I'm going to be mentioning that on all my videos from now on. I just need to mention the firm that I'm with. So that's why the change in the introduction. Let me know what you guys think. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.